What's up, folks? How's it going? This is Watch. Hope you guys are all doing well. And today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite products that I have got to review this entire year, and that is the Lenovo M1 mini projector. Now, if you don't know already, I'm a huge fan of projectors. I think you get a ton of value and a great experience that is probably the closest that you're going to get to a cinema experience, which is becoming more and more important to replicate in today's environment where we're pretty much at home all the time. And certainly a projector is going to give you amazing large screen, high resolution performance, but I've never had a chance to actually test out the smaller, more pocket-sized projectors that's becoming increasingly popular throughout the last couple of years. And I think Lenovo hit the ball out of the park with the M1 Smart Mini Projector. Firstly, when it comes to size, this thing is stupid small. It's smaller than most smartphones these days, which are becoming increasingly larger from a footprint standpoint. It only measures around 101 millimeters by 61 millimeters, and it's about 38.5 millimeters in terms of height or thickness, and it only weighs about 360 grams. And keep in mind that we have a ton of technology built into here, pretty much a computer or a smartphone level, and we have a built-in 7,000 milliamp hour battery that will run the projector for up to 3 hours of usage. Now, with those dimensions, this thing is definitely the most pocketable projector I have ever encountered, and you can certainly take it literally anywhere you go at all times. And in terms of the interface and connectivity options, you're almost limitless since we're running a full version of the Android 7 operating system. Now, there's a number of ways that you can control the Android interface. Mainly at the top of the projector itself, you have a number of touch controls, including a touchpad, which is fairly decently sized. You have volume up-down buttons since we have a built-in omnidirectional speaker inside. Next to that, we have a home page, menu, and return button, something that Android users are very familiar with. And on the right-hand side, we have touch controls for the focus lens motor inside the projector itself, so you can fine-tune the focus and get a perfect sharp picture fairly easily. Now, the projector also comes with a remote control, which is definitely handy if you're away from the projector, and certainly this could be a nice thing to use if you're going to do any business presentations or use this for enterprise purposes. Beyond that, on the left side of the projector, you do have some physical ports, including a connection for the 12-volt power supply, a full-size HDMI connection, and a full-size USB Type-A connection for transferring data back and forth, or if you want to connect this thing to an external drive or USB thumbstick. Now, inside the smart projector, we have a Rockchip 3128 SoC, comprised of a quad-core ARM Cortex-A7, clocked at about 1.2 gigahertz. We also have 1 gigabyte of DDR3 RAM and 16 gigabytes of internal long-term storage, so you can actually store files inside the projector itself, which is pretty cool. And from a wireless connectivity standpoint, you have Bluetooth 4.1 as well as 802.11 and NAC dual band 5 and 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connectivity. This SoC is super common in a lot of TVs. In fact, I have it on my Vizio TV, and you can find it in even a lot of Android media boxes. Now, in terms of the projector technology itself, we're using a DLP imaging sensor that has a native resolution of 854 by 480. There's an LED light source that will supply up to 200 lumens in terms of maximum brightness, and we have a 300:1 contrast ratio. The nice thing about using LEDs as the lamp source is that they last a very long time, pretty much the life of the projector. Beyond that, in terms of projecting an image onto a wall or projector screen, the throw ratio is rated at 1.2 to 1, so pretty much for every foot of screen size, you're going to be back about 1.2 feet. So, for example, if you want to get the recommended 60-inch size, which is probably ideal for this resolution projector, you probably want to be around 5 feet back. And for the maximum recommended throw distance, you're looking at about 8 to 10 feet back, which will get you a screen size of about 120 inches. Now, although you can go up to 300-inch display, you're probably going to lose quite a bit in terms of luminosity and certainly resolution. Now, the image quality of the projector is certainly going to vary depending upon the surface you're projecting it onto, but even in ideal situations, it's not going to really blow you away. You're looking at sub 720p resolution. We do have a native 16:9 aspect ratio, which is nice, and it has auto keystone correction, so even in uneven surfaces, the system will auto correct, ensuring that your projected image is as square as possible. Now, the thing that really sold me on this projector is the fact that it's super compact and it's pretty much completely wireless with that wireless SoC chip built in, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth integration, and the fact that it's running a full Android operating system means you have access to the Google Play Store, so you can watch any kind of content you want on streaming as well as locally. So you can use the VLC app, YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, really anything you can shake a stick at when it comes to streaming. This can pretty much play it since it's running Android. And you can also do wireless screen mirroring for both iOS and Android devices, so you can easily replicate your smartphone screen and throw it up on a larger display pretty much anywhere you go with this thing. Beyond that, if I had any concerns, I would definitely say that it is fairly loud even at its normal brightness setting, but when you have it cranked up at its high brightness setting, the fan absolutely goes berserk, and it's definitely a very distracting. The internal speaker is all right in terms of most things. It's very utilitarian. It's nice to have from a convenience standpoint, but if you're actually going to do any presentations or watch any movies with anybody, you probably want to use an external Bluetooth speaker, which is super easy to connect. Additionally, the battery life is a little sketchy. It is rated for up to 3 hours. I have typically not encountered that. Basically at the around 2-hour mark it starts to die on me, and certainly you can connect this to an external battery source or something like that, or plug it in and really have no issues in terms of battery life. But if you're going to be using this for long-term purposes from a remote standpoint, you probably want to invest in some sort of external battery source if you're going to do some long duration presentations or watch movies outside for a long period of time. But besides those things, guys, that's really it. Definitely a big fan of this thing, and certainly right now there are some good deals. You can pretty much pick this thing up for well under the $300 mark, and in some cases much under that. $250 is something that Amazon puts this thing on sale for. Check out the description for those specific affiliate links, and if you go through our links, it gives us a little kickback, helps us make content like this possible. So big thank you to you guys for all your support. Make sure you have a thumbs up and post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you real soon next time.